Hi there, this is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about, is erythritol really bad for me? Erythritol is a sweetener, and it's not stevia, but almost every stevia product on the market actually has erythritol as its primary first ingredient. So for those of us who are thinking we're getting a natural food product when we eat many stevia and labeled products, we're actually getting a lot of erythritol. Ditto for monk fruit. So it turns out erythritol is common. Now what is it? Well, it's a 4-carbon sugar. You make a little bit on your own in tiny amounts. So it's naturally there in your blood. You can even see it in the amniotic fluid in humans. Okay. When you eat it, it actually hangs around for a couple days. It may take as much as 3 to 4 days to completely excrete, but 78% is gone in 1 day. So you do process it out. Why is it considered a problem? Well, what made the news is a study that looked at 1,157 participants who for cardiovascular risk, just sort of doing a broad screening study, and erythritol showed up as one of the strongest risks for cardiovascular disease, that including stroke. So a second group of subjects, 2,149 from the United States and 833 from Europe, who were undergoing cardiac evaluations, were analyzed for plasma levels of erythritol and split into 4 groups. Well, turns out the top quartile, the top 25%, had 2.5 times the risk of cardiovascular disease as the bottom in the United States, 4.5 times in Europe. Those associations are scary. Now, there are clearly some concerns with this kind of study, and that is it was not a randomized placebo-controlled trial. The assumption is you're getting what you're eating. Maybe there's something in the disease state that's actually making you make more of it. Maybe people with cardiovascular disease have more erythritol naturally being made. That's part of the disease. We don't know any of those things. All we know is there's this very strong association. What will work for me? Well, I went through all of my sweeteners, and I was horrified to find out how much erythritol I was getting when I thought I was getting sweeteners. I don't use much sweetener. I certainly don't use sugar, but I thought I was getting stevia, a nice plant-based product, and I was quite distressed to find that I was getting a lot of erythritol still. And when I look at monk fruit products, same thing. Well, if you're diligent, you will find products that are pure monk fruit. I've switched. I think you should too. We need to get away from erythritol until this is resolved. It's important to think about. But look at the label, read it. Ditch the erythritol.